Welcome in, Gemini. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be your monthly reading for August. I do apologize for the delay in getting this out, and so I did pick an extra deck that we will use near the end of the reading. Before jumping in with the reading, I will go over the meditative session. I want you to keep in mind, Gemini, this is for any major placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. And so if this message does not resonate, then do check your other signs and placements. And so I felt this very strong energy of cognitive dissonance. And so I feel like the piercing of the veil is what it felt like, and some type of disillusionment due to Saturn retrograde. And I do feel the Saturn retrograde is causing some complications in your life. It really is affecting the mutable signs. And I do feel Saturn retrograde is like shining a spotlight, or like they showed me like a magnifying glass. It's kind of amplifying these problems when it comes to maybe achieving some goals. I do feel a major decision is going to need to be made regarding a possible commitment or a marriage, whether this is something new or something old. I do feel there's some type of trauma bond here that is becoming enhanced, and you're going to have to get into some type of position to understand this trauma bonded experience a little bit better. I was shown like this volcano erupting, and what it felt like energetically was combustible destruction. And so after the fall, it will lead you to some type of rise, like the phoenix. I do feel there's been an overall lack of understanding when it comes to this cognitive dissonance that is bringing all kinds of unhappiness into your energy field, which really has created a lack of harmony in some type of family dynamic. I do feel there's some type of recurring health condition that might require some medical condition. I was either shown like a mental health breakdown or a heart condition due to some extra stress. So what I kept hearing is, what is missing, what is missing, what is missing, what is missing. And so it just felt like this failure to launch. Like no matter how much effort you put into a situation, it just keeps coming back around to a state of disharmony and unhappiness. And then I heard return. When I come out of meditation, I heard return very loudly and very boldly. So let's jump in with the cards and let's see what else needs to come through for you, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. I'm using my tea leaf deck to start. So let's jump in, Gemini, and see what Spirit has for you for the month of August. So like I said, keep in mind this could have already taken place, is happening now, or is going to happen in the near future. Oh, there's that marriage card just flipped out. So there is something surrounding a commitment or a marriage. Ooh, bottom of the deck, the owl. And so I feel good advice from a wise person is what it says. I feel there's a spirit guide. There could be a mother figure or grandmother figure on the other side with the owl. The owl is an omen energy. So this, I feel like death. There could be the end of a situation. I do feel, get ready. There is news on the way. This could be in the form of spiritual downloads. I'm covered in goosebumps on both of my arms. So this could be a message from a spirit guide for sure. Somebody on the other side. We do get the teapot. So I do feel like that whatever is going on, it's like you're the talk of the town. It's like, you know, everybody wants the tea on what Gemini's got going on. We get the goldfish energy along with seahorse, kangaroo, and the mule. Give me 1 second, Gemini. There is going to be some type of increase when it comes to some spiritual growth, which might in turn lead to some new material abundance. There is a situation when it comes to a marriage and some family matters playing out here with the seahorse. And so I do feel things are very unsettling. And maybe there's been a lack of planning ahead, but I think you're dealing with a stubborn mule. You could be this stubborn ass. I don't know, Gemini. But you're dealing with somebody that is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. And so I do feel you've got your spirit guide saying, hey, there's success here. There's success here to be had. But I do feel there is a new commitment coming on your path, quite possibly even a twin flame with the torch, that is going to be instrumental when it comes to your spiritual development, your awareness, your enlightenment journey, and understanding maybe trauma bonded relationships. But I do feel you might need to cut ties with a younger woman. There might be the parting of the ways with a younger woman. Maybe you are this younger woman, but there is going to be the parting of the ways, and you could have been dealing with this younger woman. But I feel maybe this younger woman served a purpose when it comes to a temporary living situation while you've been going through some type of profound transformation. There's that rise energy, right? Rising like the phoenix, transformation, death, rebirth. And so things will not always be unsettled. I do feel a major, major change is coming. And before you know it, you're going to be in this lighthearted, carefree energy. But I do feel a need to break a promise with a younger woman where you've been in a temporary living situation, and maybe it's been a block to a commitment, a higher love commitment, a spiritual connection here. Let's see what else needs to come through with the Spiritual Journey Oracle deck for you, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node messages for Gemini. I just feel like you've got your eye on something shiny here. And it is stemming around love. Deep, unconditional, healthy love wants you. So I do feel there is a need to release a trauma bond experience here. And maybe there's been a lack of understanding, but you could be dealing with somebody shining their light on some negative vices. You could be dealing with a healer who's been assisting you as part of your awakening. But I do feel get ready to see things in a whole new light here. So let's see what else needs to come through for you, Gemini. I feel you're just ready to jump right out of a situation here. Because whoever you're dealing with, they're never going to change. They're stubborn. They're trying to keep you stuck. They're just being a total ass. This is what it feels like, Gemini. So Capricorn. I do believe Capricorn just got this. So I do feel get ready to experience some upheaval. That's that combustible destruction. There's going to be some upheaval, and maybe it's already taken place, but you're going to need to rest. You're going to have to heal your heart, your mind, your body, and your soul. And I do feel you are coming into some type of realignment. What do we got here? We get visions. I keep my visions to myself. We get visions. We get self-worth. We get self-actualization and a brand new life. Bottom of the deck, we get soul alignment and living consciously. And so you are going to have to make a very big decision here in your life. A choice for the better, for your life and for others. And so I do feel there's a major soul integration taking place at this time. And I do feel you might be stuck in the matrix with this younger woman. And maybe the both of you have created some type of false status, materialistic status around a false foundation. And I do feel that's crumbling, because I do feel this cognitive dissonance is the veil being lifted, and you embracing this deeper existence beyond this man-made life that you've created. And I do feel you're entering a time of self-development, and you've been neglecting making this decision. I do feel you've been receiving messages, maybe important messages, like I said, with the owl, from the divine. These could be coming through in waking time. They could be coming through in dream space. I do feel there's been a lot of prophetic messages coming through with powerful symbolism as part of your service mission. And so you could have been stuck in a trauma bond because maybe you didn't know your self-worth and your self-value. And so we just had the North Node move into Aries. And prior to that, it was in Taurus, which was all about learning our worth and our value and what it is that we believe in when it comes to our own personal beliefs. And so I do feel you do have a distinct purpose here. And maybe this trauma bonded relationship did serve a distinct purpose. But I do feel, get ready for an aha moment. There's going to be a combustible, destructive moment to reorient you on the road to reaching your fullest potential. And so how can you harness your core strengths? Because I do feel you've been dealing with somebody who really did take advantage of your kindness, and your life is about to look drastically different than it does now. So let's see what needs to come through with the tarot. Well, there's been an injustice, and there's somebody getting ready to right a past wrong. And I do feel there is going to be an argument, an unexpected departure. Get ready for an explosive conversation here when it comes to an unjust situation. Something here is not balanced, but this is making something right. So there's some karma playing out here. You could be dealing with a Libra, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But let's see what needs to come through for you, Gemini. Messages for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. We're going to do a 9-card spread, Gemini. I think get ready to receive news. There could be an unexpected arrival of communication. That's possible. Ooh, and we got a Queen of Swords in reversed on the bottom of the deck. Or we could be talking about an ex here. Somebody that's in pre-Empress status. Maybe somebody blocked out a connection with an ex. We could have an ex here that's exposed some truth. The Queen of Swords in reversed. You know, it's a no answer. She can be harsh. This might be somebody that is not going to want to hear you out. There could be a major lack of understanding between you and another. This could also be you, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. This could be you, Gemini, choosing to cut something out once and for all and saying, hey, I'm going my own way. I'm taking a leap of faith. I'm taking a chance. And there is a realignment here. There is some type of an alignment, integration going on here. And I feel somebody's maybe been juggling for the last couple of years, needing to make a decision to cut something out. And I do feel somebody's walking away from a very dramatic situation. There's going to be a fight. There's going to be a challenge. There's going to be an argument. And I do feel somebody is going to be walking away. And maybe it's you. Maybe it's you stepping into your self-worth and your self-value. I do feel there's this complacent energy too. Like you've been stuck trying to make something work for a while. Maybe because it's been a trauma bond, but I do feel finally recognizing that it's time to walk away from an unhealthy situation. There is going to be the parting of the ways here. So let's see what we got. We got the Ace of Coins in reversed. There's that crossroads. The Two of Wands. The Four of Cups. The Seven of Wands in reversed. The Eight of Swords in reversed. That's breaking free from a trauma bond. I feel the King of Swords in reverse. So we saw the Queen of Swords in reverse. Now we got the King of Swords in reverse. We got two people at one point in time, probably soulmates, but two people not on the same page. There's a lack of open, honest communication. There's blocks in communication. We get the Eight of Coins. We get that Knight of Swords in reversed again. And then we get the Page of Wands. So there is a new, exciting opportunity here. We get the Page of Swords. But there needs to be a discussion about something unhealthy. There is a trauma bond here. This is unhealthy behavior. There could be addictions here. There could be codependencies here. There is definitely a trauma bond. And I do feel it's time to cut something out. If you want victory, you're going to have to speak up. There was something here that was not right, that needs to come back around. This is going to be dealt with while the South Node moves its way through Libra. And so there's a need to recognize something here very unhealthy. There is victory after a period of sorrow, but it might require losing it all. Wow, the Ten of Swords reversed. The Ten of Coins reversed. And then we get the Queen of Wands reversed. The Queen of Wands reversed can be very codependent, can be jealous, possessive, needy, clingy, bossy, angry. There could be anger here. But I do feel there's a need to let something go, a long-standing commitment regarding a commitment. And I do feel this is going to feel like a betrayal, but it is going to lead to a brand new beginning. And I do feel you're stepping into your self-worth and your self-value. Maybe you are this younger woman. I do feel get ready for some type of revelation, exposure, confession that will reorient you in a new direction. And so I do feel like there's really nothing here to build on. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse is like, this is not going anywhere. And I do feel needing to make that decision. I do feel a need to recognize that you have been stuck in a state of oppression, depression, boredom. You want love in your life, right? I think it's time to get real about you want love in your life. And so how can you drop the guards around your heart, drop your defenses, and break free from an old way of being? The Eight of Swords upright is programmed beliefs. It's, you know, not wanting to look at a situation, feeling stuck, feeling trapped, not speaking up. You might be breaking yourself free from something, and I do feel you're really focused on your work right now. Maybe you've been so focused on your work you didn't see something going on behind the scenes. But I feel there is going to be an unexpected departure, and maybe a kid's going to be speaking up that's going to break you free. Let's take a look at this King of Swords in reversed. I just feel things are not working out the way you thought they were going to be working out, and this is a temporary situation. There's that stuckness. So a need to get honest about watering a dead tree. We've got a masculine here that is not emotionally invested. I feel is deeply wounded and maybe doesn't have much to offer. You could be dealing with a masculine that's been in the dark night of the soul. You could be this masculine. We've got a man here that's been living in a state of denial. His heart is closed. There's been complacency. Something here is stuck. There's a lack of loyalty, and there's a lack of getting to the root cause. And so I do feel there is this energy of feeling sapped, drained, lacking vitality, lacking goals. I do feel dark night of the soul energy, and I do feel a need to release something and to move on from something. So you need to get honest with yourself. I do feel something needs to die away. I do feel this is the death of a person or an idea, a need to move on. And I do feel you've not wanted to look at this. You've had your rose-colored glasses on. You've been blinded by the truth, maybe blinded by the light. There is not equal giving and receiving here. And I feel there's a feminine here that does not know her worth and her value. And so the Empress in reverse clings, is jealous, is controlling, is possessive, quite possibly even has an affair because she doesn't know her worth and her value. This is somebody that is not nurturing a situation. There's a lack of abundance. There's a lack of growth. There's a lack of fertility here. And I do feel something is about to get blasted out of the water. I do feel this has been avoided up until now. So do get ready for a combustible destruction. You're in a false foundation in the matrix, and this is about to get blasted out of the water because it's time to plan for the long term. And I do feel this cognitive dissonance has been caused due to some type of addictions that have been blocking the heart. So I do feel get ready for some profound life transformation. You could be dealing with an Empress. I feel with Pluto and Capricorn retrograde and with Mars in Virgo, it's time to plan for the future. And I do feel there has been a lack of planning here. So let's get some messages from the Crystal Stone deck, and they're coming out right out the gate. Escape your mind, Lemurian quartz, and so that is that Eight of Swords. That is the energy of escaping your mind, and we get Malachite, claim your success. And so I do feel you need a break from your thoughts. I do feel overthinking is causing a lot of cognitive dissonance, and I do feel you're getting repointed in a new direction. You are definitely dealing with someone or something that is helping you to awaken to this new energy. And so I do feel there's been this lack of follow through as well when it comes to making a decision. And I just feel there's all of this moving energy all around. And it's time to make things happen. It's time to make a decision. And so I do feel you've been so stuck on something that really hasn't offered any concrete stability in your life. Maybe it gave you all the money and all the power and all the glory, but you've not been heart-centered. And so I do feel there is a new adventure around the corner with aventurine, and you need to get out of a melancholic situation here. I think you've been stuck in a rut, in a funk for a while. You could be dealing with somebody that has a side piece. I'm not sure. That's what it feels like. So I just feel get ready to encounter a new person. But I do feel you are dealing with somebody that's hell-bent on bringing you down to gutter level. And I'm not sure why, Gemini. But I do feel there's going to be a crisis. And it might affect your self-worth and your self-confidence. But I do feel this is going to create a major wake-up call because there's something here that needs to get cleaned up. Because you're lacking that shine. And I do feel you've been facing all kinds of challenges and limitations. And wherever you've been, it's not been reality. I think it's been an illusion. It's been confusing. And you need to escape the confines of something that's felt like some sort of imprisonment. And so I do feel pay attention to your dreams. Because you are being called to embark upon a new spiritual practice. And I do feel it's scary, right? It is so scary to jump into the unknown, Gemini, but you are ready to level up. And you can't stay stuck in something anymore that just isn't working. I do feel a lesson in strengthening foundations. I do feel you are going to get out of a situation. And if this person isn't going to let you get out of this situation, you're going to move them right out of your way. I do feel rock bottom energy. That's the vibes I'm feeling. And so it's time to get back into your body. I do feel it's been a long journey of fight or flight, but you've learned to restructure your foundation of self, your beliefs. And so I do feel you've had this sinking suspicion that something isn't right behind the scenes. Things have gone cold. I do feel there's a lack of transparency here. And I just think, you've been hating to say yes, yes, yes over and over again. And it's time to say no. It's time to say no more and to answer your true calling. So let's get you a couple last messages from Spirit. Yeah, adopt a healthy state of mind, free of clutter, free from illusion, free of negative influences. And so if you've got a negative influence here, you could be dealing with a temptress. They really have created some type of an illusion here that has created a negative impact in your life. So I do feel the tower is coming in to bring you to some type of spiritual purification. You gotta put the brakes on. There is a toxic person here and a very toxic situation that really isn't serving your highest good. And so I do think it's over. It's time to admit that it's over. It's time to get to know yourself again, to reestablish a sense of vitality, because wherever you've been at, I do feel you've been depleted. You've been dissatisfied in your life. You've not been nourishing yourself. You've been lacking the ability to pay attention to somebody's words and actions. Somebody's words are not lining up with their actions, and it's time to speak up. I do feel these external influences. There's a tower. There's a tower playing out, because if you've been asking for happiness and fulfillment, and that's not where you're at, this tower is coming in, and you better let it happen, because what we resist will persist. And so there's a necessary tower. There's a necessary evil playing out, a necessary breakdown. Allow it to happen, because you're gaining maturity, you're gaining wisdom, you're recognizing, hey, I'm ready to level up. And wherever you've been at, there's a lack of achievement. And so it's necessary to let this close out. Because I do feel there might be a twin flame coming along that is going to help you along your spiritual development path, Gemini. And that's kind of what I've got for you. So I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a soulmate reading with me, Gemini, I do encourage you to check out that description box below. And I do look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.